Everyone knows not to mess with the mafia, but sometimes ordinary people can be an even greater threat. Prepare to be amazed as we reveal surprising stories of drug lords facing unexpected challengers. From cartel leaders' apologies to unforeseen events that left the underworld reeling, these tales will keep you on the edge of your seat. You'll see that even the most powerful can be outsmarted by those they least expect. Join us as we explore how common people have outwitted the notorious cartels, demonstrating that true menace can come from the most unlikely places. José Manuel Torres Felix was born on September 3, 1958, in Llanos del Rio, Cosala, Sinaloa. He began working for the Sinaloa Cartel in 1990. His rise to a high-ranking position came after his brother, Javier Torres Felix, was captured in 2004. Torres Felix, along with Ovidio Guzman Lopez, the son of Joaquín El Chapo Guzman Loera, managed shipments from South America to the Mexican states of Chiapas and Oaxaca. In September 2008, during Operation Sinaloa, the Mexican military discovered a safe house owned by Torres Felix. They confiscated firearms, narcotics, radio communications equipment, and an armored vehicle. They also found a photo of Torres Felix with his nephew, Misael Torres Uchoa, known as LM2, who is Javier Torres Felix's son. On June 1, 2011, the U.S. government added Torres Felix to the most wanted traffickers list under the Foreign Narcotics Kingpin Designation Act. Another high-ranking cartel member, Gonzalo Inzunza El Mao Prieto, was also listed. The Mexican government offered up to 3 million pesos for information leading to their arrests. Torres Felix lived in the hills and valleys of Sinaloa, rarely entering urban areas. He often went without sleep for 2 or 3 days, always staying alert. His life changed dramatically in 2008 when his son, Manuel Fidel Torres Felix, was taken out by a rival cartel, leading him on a violent rampage. In the 1990s, Torres Felix quickly climbed the ranks of the Sinaloa cartel after his brother Javier's arrest. He began working closely with Ovidio Guzman Lopez. Together, they oversaw the transportation of drug shipments from South America into Mexico. Initially, the Sinaloa cartel and the Beltran Leyva organization, BLO, were allies, operating in Sinaloa. However, their alliance broke in 2008 due to a power struggle driven by greed. The rivalry between the two cartels intensified on April 18, 2008. BLO gunmen ambushed Torres Felix's 20-year-old son Manuel outside the health ministry in the Moño residential district of Culiacán. Manuel was with his sister Alejandra and his aunt Leah. The attackers attempted to kidnap Manuel, but he resisted and lost his life as a result. The gunfire also injured Alejandra and Leah. This incident pushed Torres Felix into a state of madness, triggering a violent spree of revenge. In response, Torres Felix ordered his men to capture as many BLO members as possible and bring them to his ranch. There, he subjected them to brutal torture before taking their lives. One notable victim was Municipal Police Commander Roberto Carlos Barcelón Villagran, whose back was injured with knives and his legs were cut off before his life was ended. Torres Felix's men dumped his body along with others around Culiacán, creating an atmosphere of fear and horror. Torres Felix's violent spree resulted in the torture and execution of over 30 BLO members by his own hands, with hundreds more taken out on his orders. His actions earned him the nickname LM1, meaning the Crazy One. The city of Culiacán turned into a scene of carnage, with bodies found throughout the streets. In response to the violence, the Mexican government deployed 2,000 soldiers to stop Torres Felix on October 13, 2012. Torres Felix's life was taken out in a gun battle, finally ending his reign of terror.
Gregorio Lopez was a Catholic priest deeply involved in a self-defense movement.
He was known for his incorruptibility, leadership, and genuine dedication to his community. Despite facing significant challenges and eventual tragedy, his legacy continues to inspire due to his unwavering integrity and courage. In Guerrero, a southern state in Mexico plagued by violence and cartel activity, Gregorio Lopez Gorostieta was kidnapped and later found dead. This state is also where 43 students were kidnapped and murdered. Lopez's body was discovered on Christmas along a highway in Tlapahuala, around 180 miles southeast of Mexico City. Fidencio Avena Rosso, a spokesman for the Diocese of Ciudad Altamano, reported that Lopez was taken at gunpoint from the seminary on December 21st, but his cause of death was ruled asphyxiation because his mouth and nose were taped shut. The Cathedral of Ciudad Altamano expressed deep sorrow on its Facebook page, stating, "Today I communicate with great sorrow that our brother Gregorio Lopez Gorostieta has departed for his father's house. God forgive whoever did such an abhorrent action." Lopez's case attracted national attention, especially as Mexico was still outraged over the missing students. The students' parents spent Christmas Eve protesting outside the Mexican president's residence, demanding justice. Lopez's death coincided with President Enrique Peña's announcement of a plan to calm the country by sending soldiers and police to the Tierra Caliente region, which includes the Diocese of Ciudad Altamano, to combat organized crime. Organized crime has severely affected Guerrero, one of Mexico's poorest states, and the church has also suffered. The Diocese of Ciudad Altamano has faced several attacks on priests in recent years. Bishop Maximino Martinez Miranda stated that the diocese has greatly suffered from the ongoing violence, echoing the national call for justice and peace. On December 24th, Bishop Martinez led a protest through Ciudad Altamano demanding justice for Lopez and an end to violence against clergy and the population. "The violence is becoming very aggressive," said Avalon, noting that Lopez's execution would likely increase the community's despair. Lopez was abducted at around 11:30 p.m. on December 21st after returning to the seminary from celebrating Mass and attending a Christmas play. The next day, an attempted break-in occurred at the seminary residence for women religious, but no contact was made by the kidnappers after Lopez's abduction. Lopez's death marks the fourth death in 5 years within the Diocese of Ciudad Altamano. Other recent victims include Ascension Acuna Osorio, found dead in a river, and Abacuc Hernandez Benitez, and 2 seminarians shot dead in 2009. Additionally, in the neighboring diocese of Chilpancingo, Chilpa, Ugandan Kamboni John Sarando was found in a mass grave in November, his death still unsolved and suspected to be linked to extortion. The cartel's influence in the region is pervasive and violent. They have not only targeted local communities, but have also attacked the church, seeing it as a threat to their control. Gregorio Lopez's involvement in the self-defense movement likely made him a target for these criminal groups. By helping organize and support local resistance against the cartels, Lopez positioned himself against their interests. His tragic death underscores the dangerous reality in Guerrero, where the church, community leaders, and ordinary citizens are constantly at risk. Despite the government's efforts to curb the violence, the cartels continue to wield significant power, often with deadly consequences.